Now children, in this video I am going to explain you about the method of proving the principle of Wheatstone bridge from Kirchhoff's law. So what is the principle of the Wheatstone bridge? The ratio of the resistances of two arms P by Q is equal to R by S. This we have to prove. So in this diagram, now let us see what are the currents in the respective arms of the bridge. This is a battery. So the total current I is flowing from the battery, and when this current I reaches at the point A. So when the total current reaches at the point A, it will divide it into two parts. So if I suppose that I1 part of the current I is flowing in the arm AB, so the remaining part of I, that is I minus I1, will flow in the arm AD, means in the resistance R current I minus I1 is flowing, and in the resistance P the current I1 is flowing. Now this current I1 when reaches at the point B, so here I1 will get two parts, here two paths, one from B to D and other from B to C. So when I1 reaches at the point B, again it is divided into two parts. So if I will suppose that the part Ig of I1 is flowing in the galvanometer, so the remaining part of I1, that is I1 minus Ig, will be flowing in the arm BC. Okay. Now this current I minus I1 reaches at this point, and this current Ig reaches at this point. So at the point C, you will apply the junction rule. I minus I1 reaches at D and Ig reaches at D. So at the point D, when you will apply the Kirchhoff first rule, that is the junction rule, you will be getting current I minus I1 minus Ig flowing in the arm DC, means in the resistance S the current I minus I1 minus Ig is flowing, and when this current and this current meet at the point C, again you will be getting the current I, because I1 cancelled out, Ig and Ig will be cancelled out. So you will be getting the current I is flowing in the circuit. So in this way you can get the respective current flowing in the different arms or different resistances. So currents in arm, current in arm A, B, that means in resistance P, that is I1. Now current in arm BC, that is in the resistance Q, it is I1 minus Ig. Now current in arm AD, means in the resistance R, that is I minus I1, and the current in arm, that is DC, means resistance S, the current is I minus I1 minus Ig. Okay, and the current in the arm BD, means in the galvanometer, the current is Ig. So these are the different currents in the different arms. Now what we are going to do, we are going to apply the Kirchhoff's second rule in a closed mesh. So suppose this is the one closed mesh of the bridge A, B, D, A. This is one closed mesh, and this is another closed mesh B, C, D, B. So applying Kirchhoff's second rule in mesh A, B, D, A. Okay. So what is the method? Method is that first of all, in a closed mesh, you will assume the direction of current. So suppose I have taken the direction of current clockwise. So the current is flowing in this mesh in the clockwise direction. They will be taken as positive, and the current flowing opposite to the clockwise direction will be taken as negative. So let us see which current will be in the same direction. I1 and Ig is flowing in the clockwise direction. But see, this is the clockwise direction in this closed mesh, but this current I minus I1 is flowing in the opposite direction to the direction of assumed current clockwise. Okay, so here we are going to apply the Kirchhoff's second rule. What is the Kirchhoff's second rule? Summation of E is equal to summation of I into R. Clear? So first of all, we are going to take this. Current I1 is flowing in the resistance P. Current Ig is flowing in the galvanometer whose resistance we have considered capital G, and the current I minus I1 is flowing in R. So you will write the formula I1 into P, okay, plus Ig into capital G, but minus I minus I1 into R. Since there is no cell is connected in this closed mesh, so the net EMF will be equal to what? 0. Okay. So this is the first equation you have got. Now in the closed mesh, that is BCD, consider the direction of current again clockwise. So the current flowing in the clockwise direction will be taken as positive, and the direction opposite to clockwise will be taken as negative, the current. So see, this I1 minus Ig is flowing in the clockwise direction in Q, but this current and this current both are opposite to the assumed current direction. Okay, so they are taking as negative. So we will write I1 minus Ig into Q minus Ig into capital G and minus I minus I1 minus Ig into S. Since again there is no cell is connected in this mesh, so the resultant EMF is 0. So these are the two equations. But when, in which condition bridge is balanced? Bridge is balanced when galvanometer shows no deflection, means no current will flow in the arm BD. When it will happen? When these four resistances P, Q, R, S are arranged in such a manner that the potential at the point B, VB, and the potential at the point D, VD, will be same. So when the potential VB is equal to VD, there will be no potential difference between the points B and D. And if there is no potential difference between the point B and D, so we know that V is directly proportional to I. So potential difference between B and D is 0. That means no current will flow in the galvanometer arm BD. No current will flow in the galvanometer. That means this Ig will be equal to 0 in that condition. So when VB is equal to VD in particular condition, when P, Q, R, S are arranged in such a manner, then delta, or you can write VBD, potential difference between B and D, and this VBD is equal to 0. Hence IG is equal to 0 and galvanometer shows no deflection. Galvanometer shows no deflection and bridge is balanced, and bridge is balanced. Now in this situation we have to find out the balanced Wheatstone bridge condition. So in these two equations you take Ig is equal to 0. So you will be getting I1P minus I minus I1 into R is equal to 0, and now this can be written as I1P is equal to I minus I1 into R. This is third equation. Okay. Now see in this equation when you will substitute Ig0, here Ig0 and here Ig0. So by substituting Ig0 in the second, what you are getting? You will be getting I1 into Q minus I minus I1 into S, and that is 0. Or you can write I1Q is equal to I minus I1 into S. This is third equation. Now take the ratio of third. This is fourth equation. Now take the ratio of third with 4. So you will be taking I1P upon I1Q is equal to I minus I1 R, and this is I minus I1 S. See, this is the equation. You have got I1P, I minus I1 R. So I am taking the ratio of this with the fourth equation. So this is, you have got, now this I1 and I1 cancelled out, this and this cancelled out. What you have got? P by Q is equal to R by S. This is the condition of balanced Wheatstone bridge.